following show is a paid program.
Family, how you doing today? I'm so excited about our guest on today, Kyle Turner. I'm telling you, he's national recording artist, saxophonist, a multi-talented free spirit. On today, we're going to be talking about the art of jazz with the Kyle Turner. Hey, my friend, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Man, I've been so excited. I couldn't sleep. I don't know what it was.
Oh, you wasn't watching those flood waters like I was, huh? That's what I was doing the past 2 nights, making sure that everything was going to be cool.
Right. I tell you what, I am so excited, my friend, you are here. Man, I've been knowing Kyle for a long time, family, and I tell you, he has been the same from the time I met him until now. You are called a multi-talented free spirit. How so?
Wow, man. Well, I work on the talent part,
Oh, yeah.
and I just have fun doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun doing what I do.
Absolutely.
And really have had a blessed ride with all of this, you know?
Absolutely. Let's do one thing. Let's see Mr. Kyle Turner in action. Who is Kyle Turner?
I play soprano and tenor, principally. You know, of course, if you're playing saxophone, you can play all of them. But performance-wise, I focus on the soprano saxophone and tenor saxophone. I'm going to give you a show every time I hit the stage, and it's not because of, of me. He gave it to me. And I feel that is why I'm here, is to play music. So, it's the big man working through me to get to you. I realized I wanted to be a musician around 15. I was playing baseball. I was a baseball player also, and got injured and really put all my energy into music, and then when I was better, I didn't want to do the baseball thing no more, and I just wanted to do the music thing. I had me a little job at Jack in the Box, and I thought I had some paper. I said, Mr. Whalum, I would love to take lessons from you. Would you give me lessons, and what do you charge? And in typical Kirk Whalum style, he said, meet me at Texas Southern University on whatever day it was, and he said, don't worry about paying nothing. He has been a big influence and a big mentor, in terms of, directing my path.
That is Kirk Wade. You mean Kirk Whalum? That's Kyle Turner. But let's talk about Kirk Whalum, how he changed your life. You always say that. Let's talk about him.
Well, man, our relationship began via the Summer Jazz Workshop here in Houston. I was attending the Summer Jazz Workshop, and they used to have this thing, all-night jazz jam session. And this particular night, Kirk came in after. What the all-night jam session was, it started at midnight. It was the end of the Summer Jazz Workshop, the actual workshop. So the jam session started at midnight. We would play at midnight. And then all the great musicians around the Houston area would come in, and they would play a set up until about 6 a.m. in the morning. Kirk came in that evening, and I was totally blown away by his playing. I mean, just totally blown away. And so I happened to bump into him about a week later, and I asked him about the lessons, and he was like, "Come to Texas Southern, like the interview said, come to Texas Southern, meet me in this practice room, and be ready to work, and don't worry about no money." And even since then, since 15, 16 years old, he has been a big mentor, friend, big brother to me ever since then. So if there's a serious situation, even if it relates to saxophone, he's there.
Wow, that is so good
You know,
to even have a mentor.
because he's a very wise and spiritual person as well, man. So he is a beautiful human being, and I love him to death, man.
Man, shout out to him. I would be remiss if I left Jackson State out of here, because I've had so many of your alumni call me and say, you better shout out Jackson State.
Yeah, Johnny Poole to the top. Yeah, we doing good right now, man. We got Deion Sanders just got hired as the coach, and we doing good right now, man.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you how funny everything is, man, how the circle works, okay? Because this is something you might not know. I went to Jackson State. Well, you know that part. However, my daughter went to Jackson State, married her husband there, and her husband is now the director of music at Jackson State, of bands at director of bands at Jackson State University. So it's funny, man, how things come full circle.
Right, absolutely. I would have been remiss.
She's a band director in the Jackson area. Huh?
They would have gotten on me had I not announced Jackson State, and of course Texas Southern.
Man, I would have got you too.
I'm trying to stay out of trouble like I can. Texas Southern University, shout out to them. KTSU 90.9, your show.
Yep. And I attended Texas Southern for a while as well, and got to study saxophone under the great Benjamin Butler.
Yes.
And man, I learned so much from him, man. He's like my second dad.
Yeah.
So I got nothing but love for both schools, and both schools are in the SWAC. And as you mentioned, now I'm at KTSU.
Yes. Let's shout out you have a absolutely phenomenal show. Let's talk about that and how it got started.
Okay, it's called the Jazz Club. That's the name of the show. Yeah. And the way it started is that it was a radio personality that was there that couldn't make it in one particular night during the holidays. He was sick and asked me to do his show, and I did his show, and the response was real good. And a couple of months later, there was an opening for a radio show there, and Ernest Walker and Donna Franklin called me in and asked me would I be interested. And Donna Franklin trained me and whipped me into shape, literally.
Shout out to Donna Franklin. She's my mentor. Yeah, that's my mentor. She taught me everything I know in media. So yeah, shout out to my girl, Donna Franklin. And Ernest Walker, my buddy.
She weaned me pretty quickly. She stayed with me one show. And then she stayed with me 30 minutes the next show, and she was like, well, you got it.
Exactly.
So she threw
me
out that nest, and I had to fly pretty quick.
If you don't, then you're going to be in trouble. That's the way she teaches. I love her to death. How did you become the jazz saxophonist genius, I hear?
Wow, man. I don't know about genius. I don't know about genius, man, because some days I pick up that horn, man, I feel quite dumb. Like, who is this? When I pick up that horn.
Right.
But, man, it started, man, at home, man. And my dad, he's a musician. So, he was playing records around the house all the time. And one funny thing, and I got to do this so I won't get in trouble. Like you say, you got to say things so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
She plays saxophone too. But she only played like about 6 months. But I need to just put that out there. She played saxophone when she was younger also. Right. But my dad, man, being a musician, man, would play music. And the way the neighborhood was back then, man, it was so cool, is that on Saturdays, all the kids on the block had to, do their chores, and they,
Right.
you outside, and everybody had their windows open. So, I might hit jazz and blues in my house. Then the next door neighbor might have R&B, had an OJ's, Earth, Wind and Fire going on. Neighbor across the street might have some Bar Marley or whatever. So it was a nice mixture of all kinds of music. So as a kid, man, I heard it all, and I gravitated toward the saxophone.
I like that. In a sense that for you, my friend, what I really like about you is that you, with your band, you always nurture and train others. You don't have a problem with sharing your gift. I mean, you don't have a problem with collaborating with people, other people, and just making it just a beautiful thing. Why so? Why bring, allow your gift? Why share it with others?
Okay, well, the thing is this: what I love about the musicians I play with is that they're all, all of them are established artists in their own right,
right,
and steel sharpens steel. Guys, I've learned so much from each and every one of them in terms of how to approach music, how to, I teach privately, and I've taught in the public school system, and those tools I've learned from them have helped me in my, as a teacher, and definitely helped me as a musician and as a player, and just bouncing ideas, because it's, like I said, they're artists in their own right. So everybody has their own ideas and a way and their own approach to doing stuff. And it's really been very valuable to my growth as a musician and as a human being too, because we're all great friends.
Absolutely. And I also, when you go to Kyle's shows, what I love about you too, you can be one person in the audience or it can be 10,000, and each one has that same show. Why is that?
Because the music, man, is bigger than all of us. So that's the reason why I play music, and that one person, might, they might have something going on with them that they need to, to hear us, and hopefully we're able to make them feel better, or, uplift their spirits or help them celebrate something, so that one person, man, is, and then also, man, it's not about, like I mentioned before, like you heard in the whole thing, God, he's blessed me to be able to be a musician and to be able to play. So every time you play, you got to look at it as that it is a blessing, and that it's something that we can't take for granted. So, and it's something that you got to do.
Right.
You go out there and you play, because you're not, you're putting it out there for everybody. Now, whoever's out there to get it, they get it. Whoever's out there, they might miss it. But it's still gonna be out there. You know what I mean?
And even with your show, I've seen other artists come to your show to listen to you, and you'll do a shout out to them and say, "Hey, come on up here and play." And a lot of them have it in their trunk, or they have their instrument with them.
Yeah.
You'll just add them on in, and you'll step down and let them play, or you'll step down and let them, do their part. And this is your show, but yet you'll include them. They'll be inclusive.
Right. Certain environments, man, will would allow you to do that, and I try to, and I don't mind sharing. There's enough stage.
Right.
There's enough room on stage. It's enough room on stage for everybody.
Right.
And then and it's about supporting each other.
Right.
It's about if there's any way I can support another artist, that has something coming up or might be on the up, might be up and coming.
Right.
Yeah, come on. And like you had, you've had several artists on your show that I truly respect. So then it's just a matter of respect, because I'm a fan of music too. So like, I might want to hear Colette, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might want to hear Joe Carmouche, I love music and I'm a fan of music.
Right. Absolutely. And I have seen you on several occasions share their events, just like you share your own events, or we'll go to your, many times we'll go to your event, and then all of us will pile in the car, and then we'll go to somebody else's event.
That's what it's about, man. Like I said, there's enough room on stage for everybody.
Yeah, because we support each other. Now, that's what I've seen for years. We've all done that. We just pile together. Hey, so-and-so and so having another one right after mine, let's go. And we always do that. And I'm so proud that you man, you have taken it to another level. You have great music out. Let's talk about how you started with your just putting your own writings and things to work.
Well, it's interestingly enough, it goes back to Kirk Whalum.
Yeah.
I played with Johnny Taylor for a while. Mm-hmm. I played with Luther Vandross, mm-hmm. and was just kind of traveling around playing with different people. And after I did the Luther thing, he made a phone call. You know, I had a, you know, I was like, well, what's next? You know, I'm talking about that. Think about it. You're 24 years old, and you're playing with one of the greatest voices that ever walked this planet. Yes. So what's next? Uh-huh. You know, and he was like, it's time for you to start your solo career. You know, that he says, it's time for you to do your thing, start your solo career, and you know, show what you're doing as a solo artist, what you can do as a solo artist.
Now, this is Luther telling you this.
No, that was Kirk Whalum.
Oh,
like I said, it goes back. After I did the Luther tour, and the cool thing about Luther, man, was that you saw it. I mean, perfection in terms of how to run an organization, how to present music. Every night, every day, you had to practice. You know, when you practice on stage, just total.
Because he was a perfectionist. He was really a perfectionist.
Oh yeah, man. He had everything in order. Now that doesn't mean that, you know, some things didn't go wrong, but the likelihood of things going wrong was very little, and then the presentation you would never know. Right. As a listener, if you're in the audience, that something wasn't the way it was supposed to be, because he was just a beautiful person, man, and an incredible artist, as you know. Wow.
That explains it. One thing I can say about Kyle, when it's time, when 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, when he's on. He's ready. It's not like you try to fumble in there and bring in all of your equipment and stuff. One thing about you ready. Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what it's about, man, is being consistent and in presentation and giving people more than they expect.
Right. Absolutely. And I love that about you. COVID has happened. COVID has hit the music industry quite hard, especially local artists. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's hit all of us hard, man, because really, there, you know, if you look at it, there are no festivals, there are no big concerts at the Toyota Center, so it's affecting your quote unquote bigger artists, just like it's affecting local musicians. You know, because there are no venues to play. You know, there are just a few venues to play. Put it that way. I'm not going to say no venues to play. So yeah, it's affecting all of us. But at the same time, a friend of mine told me, because I was, you know, one of these days that I was having, you know, kind of in a little funk, you know, because that's going to happen. Yeah. When you have an artist, when you are not doing what you love to do, right? Yeah, that's going to happen. You know, if you're not doing it. And this person told me, said, you know, Kyle, look at it as you hitting a reset button on a computer. Yeah. You know, and try to do things to reinvent yourself. So, with that being said, once we get back to doing some things, you know, you're going to see some different things from Kyle Turner in terms of my presentation, in terms of what to expect, as well as new music.
Absolutely. Let's do this. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with Kyle Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
There you go. Full-time. We were talking about COVID-19, full-time artist. That's what we were going to pick up at. And let's just talk about the fact, what does that look like as a full-time artist, even if it's not COVID-19 at this point? What does that really factor in? Because I don't think people have the realization that this is your career. This is what you do. And this is what it really looks like as a total band. What I mean by that, if you have a tip jar out there or you don't pay at the door, we're kind of spoiled in a sense that we don't pay at the door, but in Chicago, LA, and other places, New York, you pay $20 to $40 at the door. But we don't have to, so we have a tip jar or something out there that we, can contribute.
Well, as a full-time musician, what that means is that it's full time. It's 24/7. 24/7. So with the way things work as a musician, it's really not like you punching the clock to be a musician. You're 24/7. Like I was looking at the interview you did that was connected to the Miami Jazz Festival, and I was laughing at myself because I was like, man, you were really sleepy on that video because it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. I remember that interview, and I could, my energy level it wasn't that high on that interview. But you're doing the interviews like we're doing right now because this is a form of branding yourself. It is a form of letting people know what you're doing and getting information out and getting music out to people. So that's part of your day. Then there's a business side of it. You looking over contracts, you negotiating contracts, and you're figuring out your budget, and especially with a band that travels, it's gonna, you're saying, okay, it's gonna cost this much to get there. It's gonna, while we're there, I need to make sure that my band gets this amount of money, and I need to make this amount of money because at the end of the day, at the first of the month, everybody has bills to pay, and this is how we pay our bills. So, that's the way it looks, and then with all that, you got all your business, then you have to invest time regardless of how long you've been doing this, dealing with the music and dealing with your deficiencies as a musician. And I saw something on Facebook, so I definitely want to put this out there. If you're a vocalist, your instrument is your voice. So, nobody's exempt. It's a daily thing that you want to be. My goal as a musician is to be better tomorrow than I am today.
Wow, that's good.
So you're constantly trying to evolve. You're constantly trying to improve yourself, and with me, the only thing I have to do is put on a John Coltrane record, and I really recognize how much saxophone I'm not playing.
Right. I like that so much, in a sense that you did say one thing, the business side. It's 10% music, but 90% business when it comes down to people making their money. And I've seen so many artists, including yourself, many times, you will help your band and just say, you know what, don't worry about me, just so we can go ahead and get the gig,
Right. Well, as a band leader, you have to make those type, because it might, like I said, it goes back to like the business end of it, the marketing end of it.
Right.
Uh, um, uh, there might be something that works to my advantage, or something that I believe in that my band might not necessarily believe in, but they still have bills too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got a family.
So as a band leader, you have to be cognizant of that, because I want to do something and I'll do it for free. That doesn't mean that those other 4 people in your band are going to do it for free. So you want to make sure that, and you don't take that for granted,
Yeah.
And they must be compensated. And then on the thing that you just said, I look at it, man, I look at the percentage thing in terms of music and business as the same, like I heard this one guy saying that in order to have a good marriage, you got to be 50-50. No, I need to be 100-100.
Yeah, that's right.
So I look at the music thing. You got to be 100% in on that,
Yeah.
and you got to be 100% in on the business end of it as well. And that's what's going to make your career successful, whatever successful means.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also seen you and helping so many other young artists come through and help them with understanding that the handshake is not it. They need a piece of paper. They need a contract, when they get out here and get started. And you've talked to them about it. You're like, hey, have you talked? Because they've come to you and you've, sat down with them. Hey, these are the things you need. Why so? Because you have helped so many people in that way, not just in instruments. You've helped vocalists in that way, just trying to help them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll deal with the contract thing. That's just part of the business, because everybody, when you go into when you're negotiating or when you're talking about an event that you want to do, I truly believe everybody have good intentions.
Right.
They have good intentions, and that this is, and you go in thinking that everything is going to be successful. However, a lot of times with artists, man, we to continue to grow and to do this with integrity, you have to be humble, you know, but sometimes we love the music so much that sometimes we might not realize our value.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that this is what I'm worth, and actually in most situations, you're not getting paid what you're worth anyway, not the investment of time. But then there are situations where the person that you are talking about an event with doesn't have the integrity that you have. So, you must protect yourself, and make sure that all the T's are crossed and, all the I's are dotted, for lack of a better word, in order to protect yourself in terms of also, as an artist, protect yourself, protect your band, which also means protecting your family, because that's how you're taking care of your family.
Absolutely. I love that part. You're always giving back to the community, my friend. I mean, in all kind of ways, and people just really don't know everything you do throughout the years. But recently you did something for graduation, the young people that are graduating during COVID. And of course, they did not have that traditional, many of them, 2020 graduation like we did with the prom and all the other kind of stuff.
Right.
And you did a video to them. So let's look at that video and let's talk to the graduates of 2020.
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Kyle Turner. In jazz, the ability to be able to improvise is vital in making the music happen. One must be able to create on the spot and be able to adapt to whatever musical situation is happening at that given time. Just like in jazz, your class of 2020, has adapted to the situations that life has given you, and you have been creative in reaching your goals. And I gotta say, I am extremely proud of each and every one of you. Your discipline, dedication, and sacrifice has paid off. Hey, may God continue to bless you, all your endeavors, and remember, the best is yet to come. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
I love that. You give back so much, and I just wanted people just to see just a snippet of what you do. And this is, I mean, all through the year just giving. Let's talk about that. Why so?
Well, God gave me a gift.
Yeah.
Let's start there. He gave me a gift. I'm able to do some things that a lot of people are not able to do in terms of musically, and I don't take that for granted. And then and this year, man, has just been very challenging, for everybody. And and I'm an adult, so I can imagine a high school senior coming out of school with this quote unquote new normal that we're living right now. And I'm dealing with a senior in my house for the class of 2021, and he has those concerns. But in terms of giving, man, that's what we're here for, man. We're here to help each other out, to support each other, encourage each other, and if we're not doing that, man, to me, you're being less than human. That's what we're here for, regardless of race, creed, or color, and it's about love. We respect and love each other, then a lot of the problems that we face in this society, we wouldn't be dealing with right now.
Absolutely. From your show, KTSU 90.9, and you have your own show, let's talk about the platform that you want to express for your show, because you have a great one. I'm telling you, you have some great artists that come on.
Okay, well, it's called the Jazz Club. And with the Jazz Club, it's as I say in the thing, it's a gumbo. You're gonna hear everything that is involved in jazz music from Louis Armstrong to Kirk Whalum, your Gerald Albrights, your John Coltrane's, your Kenny Garrett's, your Tia Fuller's, your Jeremy Pelt's, your Boney James, your Michael Brecker, your Peter White, everything, anything that comes up, anything that is marketed as jazz, you're going to get it at the Jazz Club. Yeah. And I try to, for listeners that listen to jazz, I try to just take care of all their musical tastes, because with myself, I have a lot of different musical insanities, as I like to call them. I like. I remember. It's a funny story, and she's going to get me for this. When my wife and I first started dating, she came over to the crib, and I had the CMAs on, and she was like, "You watching the CMAs?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
The Country Music Awards.
Yeah, and about 30, 40 minutes in, she was more into the show than I was. Yeah, so man, I just love music, all types of music.
Yeah. That's good. As far
so
as
back to your question. I said, back to your question. So when you hear the Jazz Club, man, you're gonna hear some of everything. And then the interviews. I've just been blessed through my relationships that I've been allowed and able to do a lot of great interviews. And Donna Franklin, I think she likes the way I interview, because she keeps sending them to me.
That is too funny. Also, the other thing too with you is that local artists, many of them want to become mainstream. How so? Because you're national recording at this point. How do they go outside of here?
What do you mean by mainstream?
Someone that if they're not, they have their own projects that they've already done, and they've sold a lot of those projects, CDs, streaming, whatever. Many of them are local. They don't have their own music at this point, but, they're getting started.
Okay, well, this is a love-hate relationship I'm getting ready to talk about. The streaming thing is a love-hate relationship, because as a musician, you're not purchasing the music. You're leasing the music. In most streaming, in most streaming situations. However, it's kind of made the in terms of branding, it has made the playing field even. Because you have your social media outlets, you have the different streaming, places you can go, your Spotify, your Apple Music, whoever you listen to, whichever you listen to. And so it makes your music available internationally, so it's made the playing field even. Now, what you have to do comes back to the business side of it, because now business-wise, where you're only dealing with contracts at one time, you also have that component where you're dealing with social media. You're out there trying to get your name out there. You're trying to get on this playlist or that playlist on whatever stream, whatever format you're streaming from. And the money still, man, the money has became more of a, you got to play, you're making your money at the live performances. The streaming gets your name out there. And unless you're streaming a whole lot of plays, man, you're not going to really see a lot of money streaming. So that's the one thing as a musician that we don't, that, like I said, that's the hate part of it.
Right.
You're not selling a physical product.
Right.
The physical product, we saw more money and we see more money because actually all of us that are touring, we're still selling CDs, whenever we out there. Right. But in this pandemic, we're not out there playing as much. So, you're not selling that physical product. You're and like I said, the streaming thing, it takes a lot of streams, man, to pay your light bill.
Yeah. I know that's right. It's going to be different now that COVID is around because of the fact people usually come up to you, touch you, take pictures, hugging and all of that. Now with COVID, it's a distance.
Yep, and that's sad, man, because in the words of Donna Ross, even if you are doing it through music, are you just appreciative of people coming to see you? You want to reach out and touch somebody's hand,
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's a different normal, but it's a necessary thing to do right now because you have to protect yourself and your family,
Right.
In terms of at these times. So it's going to be different, man. And I've thought about ways, and with me, man, I like the energy of playing an intimate club like the Blues Alley, man. You see, man, the people are all right up on you and you're playing right there. And you can feel that energy, from the audience. Whereas now, man, that is not the way to go. Everybody in the room would be sick. But I'm blessed that my parents are still with me, and I want to go see. I'd rather reach out and be able to hug and touch them.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at. And my children. When you have a family, wife and children, you're concerned, and family period, extended family, you're concerned about their health as well as yours. So
really
a lot of people probably would sacrifice and take that risk, if it wasn't for family and people, that are close to you that you want to remain healthy as well.
Wow, that's so true about that, because of the fact that even now, just looking at COVID in our new normal and things like that, we're going to talk about that once we get back. We'll be right back with Kyle Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much for coming back. We're talking to Kyle Turner, my friend. Let's just jump right in. We were talking about COVID-19. We were talking about the way it looks and how you kind of have to step back, as an artist. And this is our new normal, it looks like. Looks like we're going to be wearing masks for a while.
Right, man. And what's so interesting, man, is that it's very difficult to wear a mask and play saxophone. However, man, I had a couple of situations where I was gifted mask.
Yes.
With a hole right
yes,
there.
Yes.
I did that for a while, but one of my friends, man, so I look like Zorro up there playing.
Can you breathe?
Mask, man.
The whole point is, can you breathe? Can you breathe while you're doing it?
Yeah, man, it was interesting, man, because I actually got through it, man. Got through the gig and everything.
Yeah.
And wearing that mask, it's not the most comfortable thing.
Right.
But it was, and I had to try it, I guess mentally it just wasn't comfortable for me to be in smaller environments.
Right. Because you've done a wedding recently. And with the wedding, how was that? Were you able to, do the mask or what? Was that with it?
And they made sure I was so far away from people. I really do think I was off in this corner, man. And, I mean, the person probably was like 30 feet from me.
Right.
Yeah, she made me the wedding planner. I guess she kind of knew my concerns, and because the phone call came, and she was like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that you're way away, and then we're gonna socially distance." And I said, "Cool."
I know. What'd you say, about 30 feet?
Yeah, about 30 feet, man. Truthfully, the wedding party. I had to put on binoculars almost to see the wedding party, man.
But that didn't stop you from doing that. I mean, a wedding is one of the things that is memorable. And I noticed that you still do your private gigs, but it's like, hey, I gotta know how it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, but man, you have to ask those questions. Yeah. That's another thing. That's part of the rider part of the contract now. The rider, okay, nobody 100 yards, just kidding. But you have to put that in your rider now, man, and just it's about protecting yourself.
It is.
It's like getting in the car, you put on a seatbelt to protect yourself.
Absolutely. I was listening to Live Nation or so, and they were saying over 9,000 of their shows were canceled. Many people have canceled all over the world, to the point where they're thinking about drive-through, like a drive-in, and you go see you, on a big screen. You know what I'm saying? At a concert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I've been approached. I can't really talk about it right now, but I've been approached about doing one of those in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And that it's a good concept, Yeah. But at the same time,
the energy of people.
It goes back to there has to be space on stage to distance from the other musicians too, because they got their own lives and own things as well. We know these family events. We know you got these family events where people are really close, but then the whole family end up sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even when we did the live stream show in Austin, everybody drove their own vehicles as opposed to, hey, can I ride with you? So it's like, yeah, we cool, man. We'll drive up.
The crazy part is, I know we're doing an interview, but the crazy part is that when somebody gets to coughing, people start looking at the person like, you know what? You got to go. We leave.
Yeah, man. I had a cough a few minutes ago, man. I was scared to do it on TV, man. coughing and sneezing. And then the funny thing, man, is that your mind plays tricks on you.
Yes.
You know, like it was a whole bunch of stuff in the air prior to all this rain we got.
Yeah.
And man, I was sneezing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so crazy, I was coughing and sneezing after grilling. So I should have known that something that happened. But, you know, you get to, you know, and then I'm laying down. Man, I hope I'm not sick.
Don't, all I can tell you is don't Google it. Do not Google. If you Google it, you dead.
Yeah, my back hurt. Oh, man, that's a body pain. That's a symptom. Oh,
exactly.
Man,
Exactly. Now that we look at, like we said, COVID as being somewhat a new normal for us, as far as, you know, just distancing and just trying to help ourselves and things like that. You've done different things while you've been at home. You've still honed in on your craft.
Yeah, well, we have to, because when this is over, you want to come out better. Like I said, you know, you want to come out. It's about being better tomorrow than you are today.
Right.
So, you know, we as a musician, we still have to practice. We still need to do things to be creative. You know, because God expects us to use our gifts He's given us, regardless, you know, of if it's like you said, one person or 1,000. You know, so I have a couple of surprises that in terms of the look of things when we come back out, in terms of music, the musical look of things, and in terms of you know, creatively, some directions that I'm going to do that is going to be challenging to me as well. You know, so you know, it's been a good thing in terms of having the time to reevaluate, you know, yourself as an artist. But at the same time, we really miss being out there playing for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you were in a lot of intimate places, a lot of places where you could really go up and, you know, really listen to the music, but eat there. You can go take pictures with you. You would dance. They would dance on the dance floor. We were right there with you. You would come down,
yeah, man,
in the audience.
I stage for the birthday, have them introduced.
Yes.
You know, introducing, you know, they get on the microphone. My name is such and such. Whatever. But man, it's so funny that, you know, the way this is happening is that it's even a situation is something as small as everybody got to have their own microphone because we're not going to share mics.
Right.
Something just as small as that that you really don't think about.
You
know that, you know, so it's definitely been this has been something else, man. But it's been one thing I'm going to take from this, and hopefully there is a cure, and this thing just goes away. God just takes it away.
Right.
You know, one thing I am going is that the detail, the small detail that we pay, you know, attention to now, we need to do that in our daily walk in terms of other things as well. We're paying attention to every little detail as it relates to this COVID thing, but we need to kind of transfer that same thing to other areas of our life, that we pay attention to small details.
Right.
So that's one, I guess, thing you can take from it. It's not, you know, it's not brought on by anything positive, but that's something that we can take from it.
I think the other thing too, and this is what I like about you, after your show or at the end of each one of your shows, you make each person feel as though, you know what, if something would happen, you make them feel as though, and what I mean by, I'm just saying life, period. You as an entertainment are memorable. You keep being relevant. You keep reinventing yourself. You keep doing that each and every time I see you, just something different. Why is that?
Because honestly, I don't want to get bored with myself. You know, doing the same thing day in and day out, you get bored with yourself. You know, and I want to keep it interesting. You know, and I'm talking about, you know, there are certain things that you have to do as an artist that, you know, like my record, I'm going to play my music.
Yes.
But, you know, things that I put in addition to that, it's just to make it more interesting and surprise the audience, because I do have a very, very loyal and strong fan base, you know, and they come out and see me. It's I'm going to use Phil and Derek's, which has been my home for a long time. There are people that came out every Thursday for 5-6 years. So you don't want to keep presenting the same thing to them over and over. And then as an artist, you don't want to microwave what you've been doing.
Right.
You want to come back up and say, hey, well, we've been working on this. We're going to try it out on you. And the cool thing about that is that my following in that situation has allowed me to do that.
Right.
Has allowed me to present the music sometimes in an informal manner, so I really appreciate the support and love I get from my supporters,
Right. Well, I tell you, you have a lot of them, because on today, when I posted you and said you were coming on, about 2 weeks ago, or a week ago or so, and trust me, they have truly been waiting. But every time I've gone, and I'm one of the fans on Thursdays. We go on Thursdays all the time and go see you, because of the fact you made each and every one of us feel important. You made us forget the day that had happened all that time, that day, that whole entire day. You made us forget with your jazz, with the band, each one of them.
That's the goal, because you guys are, and you can't ignore the fact that, man, and first of all, man, I truly appreciate my daughter's bringing me some more coffee. I truly appreciate the fact that you took time out, man. I'm talking about everybody has, like you say, everybody has their days, and you make that decision. You know what? I'm just gonna start over tomorrow. But you take your time to come see little old me, and allow me to to share my love to you guys through the love that God has given me through music. And I have a ball with it, man. I truly enjoy playing in a live situation, and I miss it. I really do miss it. But that's just something. I'll put it this way: I'm giving you guys something, but you guys are also giving me something.
That sounds good. What would you like to leave with the viewers?
Well, first thing, I want you guys to continue to be safe and do the things that we need to do to get past this season. This is a season that has been a season of adjustment for many of us, including myself. So I want you guys to be safe out there. Continue to do the things that the health officials tell us to do in terms of combating this disease, and be smart. Also, on another note, and I don't get political a lot, but I am right now, I want you guys to get out and vote. If you're not registered to vote, go and register to vote. I think we have to October the 8th and the 9th if you're not a registered voter. I'm looking at my calendar. I think it's the 8th or 9th if you're not registered to vote. And don't take your vote for granted. A lot of times we, especially in our communities, have not voted. And one thing that struck me strange, man, was last night I was watching this after the basketball game. I was watching and Mike Tyson did a tweet saying that this will be the first time he voted, and he's 50 plus years old, and I just found that amazing, but he got out there. The cool thing is that, okay, people can say what you want about Mike Tyson, but he is not afraid to say, this is what I haven't done, but guess what? This is what I'm doing now, because what you've done in your past, there's nothing you can do about that. Just moving forward, you can choose to improve yourself and be better. So, go out there and make your voice be heard and continue to be safe. That's the main thing that I want to say. And then once we get past this, I'm gonna see you on stage.
Sounds good. How do people get in, find your music and also your show? Let's tell the days and times of your show.
Okay, with my radio show, it's on KTS 90.9 FM. You can go to ktsuradio.com to stream it. And I'm on Monday through Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then Thursday from 2 to 5 p.m. In terms of my music, you can go to Nicholson Entertainment and you can get digital files as well as physical CDs. So
Sounds
you can
good.
go and that's that Nicholson Entertainment. That's NICHELSON entertainment.com. And you can get all Kyle Turner music there. And in terms of keeping up with me on Facebook at I got a Facebook page. I got a music page, which is the one that you get all the music information. Twitter, Instagram, Kyle Turner Sax on both of those. So I'm very active social media wise, and then I think that's about it, man. I think that's about it.
That sounds good.
Website KyleTurnerSax.com.
There you go, KyleTurnerSax.com. Family, the art of jazz with Kyle Turner. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Much love to you. God bless you and God keep you.
Man, the same to you, man. And I really appreciate our friendship, man. And and I love your show, bro. You're doing
appreciate it. You. Thank you so much, buddy. On tomorrow, guys, we will see Michael Stratford. He is he's an author for Miles Davis Style. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.